Welcome to our Whiskey Club update number 3. I'm Barry Chandler. Welcome to all of our new members of our Whiskey Club across the United States and even a little bit further afield. I want to share with you what's been going on since I last spoke with you, which was about a week ago, and things continue to move along at pace as we're trying to grow our club and share the gospel of Irish whiskey with more and more people across the United States and help them abandon their awful bourbons and scotches so they can commit their lives to the joys of Irish whiskey. So this is an informal update on what's been going on in the different areas of our club. And if you're new here, we'll share this every week. This will go out on our newsletter if you're not signed up. Well, you should be signed up if you're a member. If you're not, just go to storiesandsipps.com and you'll get these updates as well every week. If you're watching this and you're not yet a member of the club, how dare you not be a member of the club? We'd love you to join. You can go to storiesandsipps.com/club anytime. We've got lots going on in our whiskey club. It's all detailed on our website, which is growing all the time. And that's probably some of the stuff I should be sharing with you now. Since I last spoke to you, we launched a section of our website called the Stillhouse. And the Stillhouse is going to be a growing library of resources to help you dive deeper into Irish whiskey with Irish whiskey definitions and perhaps behind the scenes video content and interviews and your questions answered in Irish whiskey. So it's going to be this growing library of educational material, entertaining material that'll help you really connect with the people, the places, the processes, and of course the products of Irish whiskey. So you can visit that on our website. It's called the Stillhouse. We've only just launched it. This will grow and gather steam and over time become a very large resource, we hope. The second section that has just been added to the website, very excited, this just launched today in response to requests from not just our club members, but from our Irish Whiskey Fans of America Facebook group. One of the things that gets asked an awful lot is there a resource where we can get access to tasting notes and whiskey reviews or kind of opinions, not directly from the brands, but from others perhaps who have maybe a more objective viewpoint on the whiskies. So we've launched today a section on the website called Irish Whiskey Tasting Notes. And what we'll do is we'll add between 10 and 12 new whiskies a month to that section. They will be, it'll be a independent, completely objective, non-distillery, non-brand sponsored, objective set of notes to help you understand the nose, the palate, the finish, the color, and then a verdict on those whiskies. And those with better noses and palates than me will be reviewing those whiskies and sharing them with us. So if you're a club member of the Stories and Sips Whiskey Club, you can request a set of tasting notes on a particular whiskey. And all you have to do is go to the tasting notes section on our website, and at the bottom of every tasting note page, you'll find a link that says request your own tasting note, and we'll add that to the queue, and we will then produce that tasting note for you so that you can understand more about that particular whiskey, perhaps a little bit about its history, how it's made, and certainly how it tastes and how it noses as well. So that's a second section we've added to the website since we last spoke. Let's talk about our first club bottling, our first whiskey bottling, which is a 2 Stacks single grain 12-year-old whiskey. We continue at pace with the moving towards releasing this to our club members, most likely early in the new year by the time it gets landed on Irish shores, but it's in Cologne at the moment. The cask is sitting in Cologne Distillery, and Shane McCarthy from 2 Stacks Irish Whiskey couldn't bear to wait any longer without tasting this whiskey. So he popped open the cask during the week and he had a little taste of the whiskey. And what exactly were his words? He had a very specific feedback. I had it here on the web or on Facebook a second ago. But I think he said it was a very pleasant whiskey indeed, and that this is going to be a gem of a whiskey. So we're looking at something good there. I'm going to go up to Cologne and taste that later on this month. We've had discussions with the label makers for the bottle on the design of what that bottling is going to look like. So once we have some images to share with you, we'll share those with you as well. Again, this is an exclusive whiskey just for club members only. We are having our community of members name this whiskey. So if you're not watching this on Facebook, if you're watching this on YouTube, we're doing we've been asking our group, our Irish Whiskey Fans of America group, which tends to be where about 90% of our members have come from, to name the whiskey. And we've had about 250 suggestions already about what the whiskey should be. Within the next 24 hours, so let's see, over this weekend, I will, the folks in the group now are voting on what they believe the best names are, and how they're doing that is by clicking like or love. And the top 5 most liked names will be pulled, and I'll add in a couple of wild cards that I have in my head, and the 7 suggestions will be put out to you, the group members, and the fans to vote on, and the club members to vote on. So stay tuned for that. You're going to name the whiskey. I'm not going to name it. It's your whiskey. So it's up to you to come up with a name. We've had some bizarre suggestions altogether, some that wouldn't be fit for uttering, let alone a label. But hopefully we'll whittle it down to something that's suitable. It doesn't matter what the name is really, because it's your name, so you get to choose it. All right, what's next? Quarterly tasting. Our first quarterly tasting happens on November 29th, which is very exciting. It's going to be with JJ Corrie, Dingle and Sleeve League. We will be releasing the links early next week for you in the United States to be able to purchase the tasting kits. We'll be releasing the tasting kits purely at the cost of postage and packaging. That's it. There'll be no other costs. Nobody's making any profit on these kits. We're getting these to you the cheapest possible way. The only thing we're doing is passing along the cost of the box and the cost of the our shipping service, FedEx. That's it. No other cost. So I expect the cost to be around $20 to $27 perhaps for the 3 samples landed with you in the United States. And that's as cheap as it can get. There's no way to get it to you cheaper legally than that. So if you're in the United States, stay tuned for that link. If you're in Ireland or the United Kingdom or Europe, we are working with Tiny Tipple, and Tiny Tipple is a great service based in Ireland, and they offer up samples of Irish whiskies and other spirits, which they ship out in small 50 milliliter sample bottles. Tiny Tipple is putting together the same pack of whiskies available to members who are based in Ireland or the United Kingdom or Europe to be able to purchase directly from Tiny Tipple. Now, again, he's passing along just the cost to him and just a small profit to be made to work with us on this. It's the only way we can accommodate European members at the moment, because our entire logistic system is based around the United States market. So just know that we're trying our best to make things more available to those in Europe, though our focus has to be for the foreseeable future the United States. But I'll share the links with you so you can make your purchase. If you're in the United States, you'll make the purchase from Folsom Wine and Spirits, who will be our retail partner. And if you're in Europe, you can make your purchase from Tiny Tipple. Or if you already have the whiskies, you don't have to buy anything. Just come and join us on the night and have a great time. For those of you who are our first 200 members and who shared your names and addresses with me last week, our founding members' Copita glasses, our whiskey tasting glasses, are packaged, they're produced, and they're now awaiting pickup by FedEx. They will be picked up, I think, on Monday, and I would expect them to take no more than a week to get to you. So keep an eye out for those Copitas. They are on their way to you. And then finally, the last update, I think, we will be announcing next week our November Meet the Maker event. So last month. Wow, time flies. It was Brendan Carty from Killowen Distillery who kicked us off with a tremendous Meet the Maker event. We are going to try and match that each month. The amazing feedback we got on that first night, we're going to try and match that. I'm excited about who we've got coming next month, or the end of this month, to us. So stay tuned. Next week we will share the details of that. So where do you get all the club updates? You get all the club updates in your email. You should be receiving an email from Barry@storiesandsips.com. If you're not, go to storiesandsips.com and drop your email address in the box on the website. All of the updates I talked about tonight are on the website. The Stillhouse, the tasting notes. What else is on the website? We add this video to YouTube. We add this to our social media channels, and we embed it as well into our website under the news section on storiesandsips.com. Sinead, I think that's it. I don't think I have any more, do I? No updates on the cask at the moment. Just trying to look at the whiteboard over the camera there. No, but we've got some ideas on some events coming up close to Christmas as well. So we're working hard on those things. So we're trying to build the most fun, community-driven club that exists around Irish whiskey. And hopefully you're having fun so far. We've had our first fun event with Brendan Carty. Our first tasting event is coming up shortly. I'm going to over-communicate constantly, sharing with you what's going on so that you know how our club is progressing and what you as a member get access to and what's coming next and what's maybe taking us longer than expected. So there should be no surprises. This is a big undertaking, building an Irish whiskey club in the United States, considering alcohol challenges and the like, and the distance, not to mention logistics issues around the world currently. On that point, we will in time have a very specific or very kind of a standardized box and glass size for our quarterly tasting events, so that there will always be a kind of a look and a feel to our events. That's just not possible at the moment due to packaging shortages globally. So we will be packaging things up each time you receive them for the foreseeable future. For the next few months will be different boxes, but they will be smartly put together and safely ferrying your whiskey to you, which I think is all that matters at the end of the day. Stay tuned. If you're not part of our Irish Whiskey Fans of America Facebook group, please join it. There's great crack, great chat happens in there. And what else do we need to know? I think that's it. Thank you so much for being part of our whiskey club, and welcome again to our new members. And please tell your friends about our club. We're growing. We want to be able to do more and have more people enjoy and be exposed to the wonderful world of Irish whiskey through the people, the places, and the products. Sláinte. We'll talk to you soon.